What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 44 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex. And today it is the start of season 7 here in Gibraltar. It's been a crazy first few years. It's now the year 2021. Today we take on NK Maribor in the second kind of qualifying phase of the Champions League. Maribor, the Slovenian team. I was having a look through their team. It's full of virtual players. If we just have a quick flick through, you can get an idea for the quality of their players, I guess. They've got some good players. They probably have a better squad than we do, and it's not going to be an easy first game in this competition. But we're going to do our best and see how we get on. In terms of our squad, there has been changes. Of course, you guys may remember we went professional this year. Fantastic stuff. And of course, we got given some quite hefty money, really, to try and strengthen the squad. £40,000 wage budget, transfer budget of 2.6 million. I'm not going to probably end up spending that much of the transfer budget, but you know what? I went out there and I tried to strengthen the squad where I could. Now, there were some issues with me trying to strengthen my squad. The main one being, simply put, players just didn't want to join me. If we just like search for players here with the default realistic transfers kind of tick on, you can have a look at some of the players we could attract. This Jesus guy's a new addition who I might try and loan because I need a left back. Let's do that now. Why not? Why not? Let's just offer him in on loan. Hopefully Barcelona let him come to me. I've been getting a few players who I've tried to loan and have declined me, such as John Stokes here, who, although it says is a realistic signing, didn't want to come on loan to me, which made me cry inside. So yeah, players coming in, a little bit of a problem. You can kind of tell by the player values if we just have a look at some of these players. Not particularly great. So I had to kind of think about what I've done in the past to help get players, and I went to one of my age-old tricks of going to America. So let's have a look at the transfers on the ends, and here they are. I've been doing a lot of my regen hunting methods. I've done a number of videos on how I find regens in the past. For the most part, the ones we actually signed are American. There are a few who aren't American, who I tried to sign and, well, didn't want to join. I had Ghanaians, Ivory Coast players and players from South Africa not wanting to come to me, which was a little bit, I guess, disheartening. But I made some signings. We'll go over them now. On the outs, just quickly, no major ones really. The only one of super note, I guess, other than Felix, is Ian Hart, who left us to go to Lions, the kind of super rich team. Unfortunately for us, they wanted to approach him on a pre-contract. They did that. They paid the £94,000 release fee. Am I upset about it? Not really. Going to be honest, I was quite happy to get £94,000 for him. It's the record fee we've received for a player, so I can't really complain there. In terms of other players on the out, Felix and Borg both went out, two of our goalkeepers. So I did have a little bit of a situation there to kind of fix, and you'll see from our signings we did fix it. Anyway, let's go through the signings. The first of which was Sean Duarte from Lincoln Red Imps. This guy, just a really nice kind of attacking midfielder, a young prospect, a player who you can see playing for the Gibraltar under-21 side. He's just a signing for the future. We brought him in on a free, was quite happy to get that done. The next player joining us from the New York City Academy is Ian Kukuka. And he's a very good player, this guy. 18 years old, Canadian. Only played for the under-20s Canadian side, which is how I found him looking at the Canadian under-20 side. I did the same with America, as you guys will see in a second. But this guy, he's a good striker, lots of pace, quite like him. To kind of put these new signings into perspective, if I just compare him to Ben Connolly, this is the difference. So he's not kind of on a completely different level to Connolly, but he's certainly an upgrade on what we've had. And well, with Kukuka being the only player we've signed in the striker position, it is going to be Kukuka and Connolly who play alongside each other. So that will be interesting to see how that partnership emerges. Of course, we are still in July. There is still time to bring in players, and I am still trying to spend money where possible. Anyway, the next player we've got coming in is Danny Evans. This guy, really like the look of him. 20 determination, can play right back, centre mid, or right mid. That kind of, you know, immediately to me stood out. For us, I think this year he is going to be playing as a defender. I think he suits that position quite well. I like the fact he's quite pacey as well. You know, 13 acceleration, 16 pace. It's something I like in my centre-backs. And also, he's probably the best player in our team in terms of his aerial ability. 14 jumping reach and 11 heading. Well, it's not crazy. It's significantly better than players we already had in. Again, he's an under-20s international. You can see we signed him from the Chicago Fire Academy, where he's been playing okay. He comes to, obviously, us. No price tag on these players, it's worth noting, of course. They have joined us on freeze. Anyway, the next player, the only player we actually paid a fee in order to sign, and that's, I guess, excluding contract clauses, because there were a few players here who I had to give agent fees to and loyalty fees to. But anyway, this guy, Juan Manuel Perez, we needed a goalkeeper. We've got ourselves a goalkeeper. This guy, an Osasuna player, you can see he's been playing for their B team for a number of years. If we just quickly compare him to Felix, I'm going to have to find Felix now. If we just do a quick comparison, just so you guys can see kind of how he stacks up, I guess, I don't know, I don't think there's too big a difference between the players. I think Felix dominates him mentally, but with the exception of that, it's fairly even, really, in terms of how good they are. It's a bit of a downgrade, but again, we knew we were going to be losing Felix. I needed to get in a goalkeeper, and to be honest, he was the best player I could find. And yeah, pretty good price all in all. Anyway, the next signing, I needed a second choice keeper because Joe Borg had already left us. I got this guy in, Carl Ignacio. You can see he is a Gibraltarian, 31 years old, has played for the national team, which is one of the reasons I brought him in. He's been playing for Lynx FC as their first choice keeper for a number of years. He joined us as our kind of backup keeper, was happy to get that done. And then the last two players for you guys, the first one here, Eric Angeles. This guy is an American, again, under 21, which is how I found him. He played for the SW Southwest, I assume that is Florida Adrenaline. Maybe it's just Florida Adrenaline. Either way, he joined us on a free. Looking at his performances, he's been a great player for them for a number of years, playing in America. We've signed him, and I'm hoping he's going to play well for us. He's 21 years old, a left winger, really. I'm going to be training him to play left midfield, because at the moment he's only unconvincing in that position. But all in all, a really, really pacey winger. Looks like he could be a pretty nice player for us. I like the determination as well. I want to start kind of helping our team in that regard and getting more determined players in to hopefully help some of the younger players coming through. He's also got a few PPMs, including runs with ball often and tries to play way out of trouble. So happy to get him in. And then last but not least, this guy, Robert Evans, unfortunately not going to be available for selection for this stage in the Champions League as he only joined us today. But this guy is a Northern Irish centre mid, the highest earning player we've signed. For the most part, the players we've signed have got wages between about £1,000 to £3,000. This guy, £4,500, which is quite a lot of money. He joined us on a 2-year deal, although it has got a contract extension clause where we can extend it by another 2 years if we want to. He joined us having been released from Manchester United. Was quite surprised, to be able to get a guy who trained at Manchester United in. Before the kind of players got released, I basically shortlisted them all. So pretty much all the players on this shortlist were players who had wages, I think it was £2,000 I set the limit as, and their contracts were expiring. I'm going to keep tabs on these because obviously some might decide they want to join us, but if I just show you, a lot of these players, they just have no interest. I kind of had all these players stocked up for, right, we'll be able to get a nice selection from these players, and simply put, none of them wanted to join us, which was a little bit disappointing. However, obviously, because he's here, Robert Evans was an exception to that. He wanted to join, he wanted to play football. He looks like he's going to be a good player for us, if I'm honest. I'm a little bit concerned about perhaps the wages he's on, but he's going to be a very good centre mid defend for us. You can see, for the most part, he's got some really nice technicals here. I like the fact he's got 10 plus in pretty much marking, tackling and passing. They're kind of free, which I like to have if we can. Good first touch as well, good stamina. Fairly determined as well. Again, determination, something I'm trying to drill into this squad. Looking at his report, well suited to Premier Division football, good athlete. We will learn more about these players as we go. Along with me, of course, going professional over the summer, the board did now change things so I can now scout anywhere in the UK, not in the UK, sorry, in Europe, which was quite nice. So anyway, those are the transfers that we've done so far. I say so far because I really would like to add a few more players to the team. In terms of how our squad is going to look for today's game, we are of course going to play our 4-4-2 counter away from home. This is the team. In goal we have Perez, the Spaniard who, as I mentioned, we signed from Osasuna B. At left back today we go with Guerrero. We need a left back. We still have Glenn Gilbert, but he's out currently with a stress fracture in his lower back. I think that's the injury he's got. Let's check it. It's a long-term injury. It's a lower back stress fracture, so he's out for 2 months. So that's a big miss for us. In centre-back, we go with Aaron Holmes, very good centre-back. Of course, joined us from America. I don't know if that had any influence in factor in allowing us to pull a few other players from America in, but alongside him we have Danny Evans, going to be making his debut for the club today, the pacey centre-back, right-back. Right mid, centre defensive mid. He's a jack of all trades. Right back we go with Peter Morgan. In the midfield, in the left mid, we go with Angeles. I'm assuming that's how we say his name. I might just call him Eric. Out on the right, we go with Robson. In midfield for today's game, we're going to go with Tom Elliott in that CDM role. As I mentioned, this is a role which will probably be being vacated in favour of our new man, whose name I'm now trying to remember. I'm trying to see him somewhere in here. Oh, it's this guy, Robert Evans. Robert Evans will be the defensive mid. Our advanced playmaker, we're going to go with Gary, of course. We love a bit of Gary. He looks very good now. He's still developing. And then up front, as I mentioned, we're going to go with Connolly, who, well, he's been at the club a while. You guys know all about Ben Connolly by now. And alongside him, we're going to go with Kukuka. Just for people wondering, I have, of course, looked at Gibraltar Lions and the signings they're making. Simply put, they're not making any signings. So that's putting us in a good situation. Apparently, we're making a move for Spanish star Juanma. I can't say his last name. I mean, he looks quite good. Why are we being linked with him, though? Might just make an offer. Why not? They want 170,000 and he's transfer listed. Right, let's make the bid. Why not? He doesn't look too bad. I will probably cancel that transfer between the episodes. Oh, okay, it actually got accepted. Well, that's a surprise. He actually doesn't look too bad. Let's just have another look at him. Juanma Alguacil. I don't know why I didn't go to match day, by the way. People are going to be wondering that now. I like the fact he's got good free kick taking. That's a big pull, because I don't think I have a free kick taker. And he is a big upgrade on Connolly. How much did he want a week wages? 2k. I could get him in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower his wages and then offer him a bigger signing on fee, because of the excess we've got in the bank balance. I'd rather give a big signing on fee and lower the wages a little bit if possible. I do want him to sign a 2-year deal. You guys, behind the scenes here, transfer special. You didn't even know this was coming. I didn't know it was coming either, if I'm honest. Right, I still want to get his wage demands down if I can. Come on. There we go. 1.7k, £22,000 signing on fee, 2-year deal, no release clause, which is nice. Let's finalise that. Are there any other clubs in for him? Maybe another club in on loan, but we should get him hopefully. He looks like quite a good player. £170,000 for him. Considering the limitations we have on actually signing players, I don't mind him. He kind of breaks the mould of not having great determination, but the fact he's professional kind of pleases me. I also like the fact he's got hits, free kicks with power. What's his record been like for them? He went on loan last year and was underwhelming. We'll have to think about that. He was playing for Elche previously and got released. He doesn't look too bad though, so he's an upgrade on what we have, and that's kind of what I'm looking for this year. You know, trying to sign a few players on 1 or 2 year deals and just kind of upgrade what we have. Make steady improvements. So anyway, let's get into today's game. We can actually have a few more players on the bench because, Jack, it is a Champions League game and it's not the Rock Cup anymore. We have quite a big squad. The squad is getting a little bit bloated. I do need to trim it down, I think, just a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to do that, before the end of pre-season. But if I do, that's something I need to look into doing. Right, this is the squad. Let's submit this team. Players lacking match fitness, that's to be expected. You'll notice, actually, whilst the condition of our players isn't too great, the actual match fitness is. It's also worth noting, if you didn't realise this, that it is the Champions League second round we are now entering the competition at, rather than that first round that we have done all previous years. So that's a sign of the progress we're making as a club. Anyway, players to be given new numbers. Let's give them those numbers there. And yeah, let's have a good start to the season. Lots of players to keep an eye out on with their debuts. I'm going to try and encourage the players here. We're away from home. We're playing the counter 4-4-2. I may at home play the more attacking 4-4-2. We'll kind of see how things pan out here, I guess. But yeah, as I said, looking for a good performance in this first leg. Obviously, it's a bit of a shame that any newer players we sign, we probably won't be able to add to our Champions League kind of qualifying squad. I believe we're allowed to make one change between each round. And we might want to make that change because they've just scored. Samo Hojan getting the first goal for Maribor there. Looking at the stats, I almost don't want to play on the counter-attack. I almost want to play our 4-4-2 attack. And the reason I think I'm going to change to it is because actually, I don't think Maribor are that good. Maybe that's a controversial thing to say. I don't really rate them. I mean, I'm probably going to regret this immensely now and they're going to score like 7 against me. But no, I'm not. I don't rate them. I don't think they're a massive threat. I mean, they are probably the better side, but I don't think we need to show them the respect. We've shown the likes of AC Milan, for example, in previous games. And now say all this, we're probably now going to concede another. Although Evan, oh dear, what is that? That was almost a horrific goal to concede. Evans making a tackle, making his debut, of course, today. Then kicks it straight at the back of the player stood ahead of him. So yeah, fitness is going to be a little bit of a problem. You can already see it becoming an issue. It's just kind of the nature of the beast with these Champions League qualifiers. But I would rather play a full strength squad with lack of fitness than rotate the squad to play slightly less unfit players. But anyway, we'll see what we can do here. They're actually on the attack and Vuk scores for them. That's terrible. What was the defending there? Miha Vuk with the goal. And, well, questionable efforts, I think it's fair to say. I really don't want to go out of this competition in the second round, particularly after the run last year. We kind of got a taste for European football. It'd be a massive shame, really, if we were to fall at the first hurdle here. It would hurt our coefficient a little bit as well. Although, I mean, to be fair, we've gotten one stage beyond this the last 2 years in terms of we've always gone beyond this stage. But we have, generally speaking, had easier ties than this one. Maribor, they're not a bad team. They definitely have better players than we do. But at the same time, as I said, I don't feel like we need to show them a lot of respect. I feel like we should be trying to attack. And at the moment, we're trying to attack and we're just not doing a very good job. And they're on the attack again here. Vuk, Perez, nice saving goal. We're looking for a new hero in you, Perez. We've lost Felix. I tried to loan Felix back and he declined. So Perez, you need to become our new hero. Kuka as well, the new player. Options on ahead, whips it out wide to Morgan, who tries to whip it and unfortunately cleared away by Maribor. But we did get it into their box. Someone get a photo, you didn't just dream that. It did happen. Right, looking at our team fitness, the defensive fitness is kind of concerning. Having players below 50, well, below 60 is concerning. I might have to change it at half time. Although we're on the attack. Robson scores, he's not forgotten what to do. And that is Lee Robson, first goal of the season. He's been one of our best players, really, in the last few years. I mean, granted, at this point, I'm going to be honest with you, I am trying to replace most positions where I can. I don't want to do it all in one season, but, well, you've seen from my transfers, we've got a new left mid, a new striker, a new centre mid, a new centre back. I'm trying to upgrade the squad, and I don't want to do it all in 1 year, but we are going to be, I think, losing some of the fan favourites as we make, signings and advance as a club. Anyway, I'm going to tell the players there's nothing to lose out there. Go out there and give it your best shot. They are loving it. Of course, we will have the second leg coming up in this episode. Appreciate you guys watching so far. I'm looking at my recording software. We've been recording for almost 18 minutes already, and it's only half time in the first game of the live com. I need to speed things up. It's because we had so much to cover. It's not usual to have to cover these transfers in the Champions League episodes. Usually it's just straight into the game. Anyway, we might be on the attack here until Connolly, well, puts it nearer the corner flag than the goal there. For a second, I almost believed. But anyway, looking at it, 50 minutes gone. 2-1 wouldn't be a bad result. The fact we've got an away goal is good. But we do kind of need to step things up. If we could get a draw, I'd be pretty happy from this position, particularly having gone 2 goals down. Although, that's going to be Angeles on his debut getting sent off, isn't it? That's what's just happened. He's had a good debut there. Great debut. Fan-bloody-tastic. Right. What to do? What to do? I'm sorry, Connolly. You're going to have to come off, my friend. Although Kukas probably is less fit than you, so maybe that doesn't make sense. I'm going to move Hernandez to play out on the left. I think I want to do that. I think that's what we'll do. What else can I change here? The fact Elliott's booked is worrying me. I want to take him off. I'm going to have to. And then I'm also going to bring on Leon King for Danny Evans, the new American centre-back, just because he's unfit. But for Angeles to be sent off, I mean, that's not good. That's really not good. And with 10 men now, I mean, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, we should probably be playing on the counter here. We should be probably looking just to break it where we can. Going to tell the players not to break so often. I'm going to tell us not to look for the overlap either. We just want to basically hit early crosses. And I want us to be more disciplined. At this point, we are just kind of playing for a draw, I think it's fair to say. There is not much point in trying to get too adventurous going forward. We want to hold on to what we've got, you know, not give away the ball in bad positions. 2-1 is a recoverable position to be in. 3-1 probably, you know, then we're kind of treading the waters, I guess, of uncertainty. Given our players' fitness, if we could just get through this game, that'd be pretty good. 13 minutes left to hold on here. We are actually on the attack. We are down a man, of course. Hernandez whips in. Robson hits the crossbar and it's cleared, but it's a penalty. Connolly was fouled there. And now we have a chance from the spot to make it 2-2. We are down a man here. This has been a superb second half performance. Who is stepping up for us? It's going to be Roberts. Can he score? Oh my gosh, he's missed. He has missed. Adam Roberts, he's come on as a sub. He was one of our better penalty takers. I've not updated the kick takers this year. He probably isn't the best player on the pitch to take them anymore. But what's he done? What has he done? He is completely... Well, he's completely fluffed his lines, hasn't he? I mean, we still could get a goal here. We are on the attack. Worth noting, of course, we are down a man. But we're building up play nicely here. Hernandez threads through Connolly, hits it, hits the side netting. Was a clear-cut chance. And to say we're down a man, you know, in the closing stages, we've had some real chances. That penalty miss, though, a massive one that we have absolutely, well, we fluffed. But at the end of the day, it's going to finish 2-1 here. That's not a bad performance. We really stepped things up. The tactical changes we did kind of worked. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy. They look fired up. No demotivation. I'm a bit annoyed that Eric on his debut has been sent off. That is not good. He got 2 yellow cards in the space of a minute. Bitterly disappointing there because he is considered one of our key players. And yeah, not only are we going to be without him today, well, not only were we without him today, we're going to be without him for the next game as well. I'm going to issue him a warning. He accepts that warning. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. I hope he's not going to be one of these really kind of dirty players for us. But anyway, that is going to wrap up this part of the episode, guys. I'm going to come back for the next part. I think I might even record it tomorrow morning. If you can't tell in my voice, it's like 20 to midnight. I feel quite tired. I didn't realise quite how tired I was until I started doing this commentary. But anyway, we're 22 minutes in. I need to get going forward. Let's go to the next game. I will talk to you guys in just a second. Okay guys, so we are back here for the second leg against Maribor. I do want to keep this a little bit shorter just because, as I mentioned earlier, that was quite a long first half to the commentary. In terms of squad news, a few injuries to tell you guys about. Manuel Perez, our goalkeeper, our newly signed goalkeeper, dislocated his jaw in training out to 3 to 4 weeks. It means Ignacio, our new kind of goalkeeper, our other new goalkeeper, our backup keeper, is going to be tested today. Not an ideal situation, but we'll make the most of it. In terms of the rest of the squad, I don't think there's any new injuries. Of course, Angeles is out with a suspension. You'll also notice Jesus has joined us on loan. He's walked across the ocean. We've got him on loan from Barcelona. Delighted to get this guy in, 21 years old. And yeah, got him in on loan. Should be a useful little player for us to have, and he will be our first choice left back despite some of the weaknesses he has. In the end of the day, I just needed a new left back to kind of play either second fiddle to Glenn Gilbert or maybe play ahead of him. And Jesus fits the bill quite nicely. Anyway, let's get into today's game. We're going to play the 4-4-2 attack for the match. In terms of the team, this is the squad we're going to go with. O'Connor slots into the side at left mid. The only other change, Ignacio in goal, the new goalkeeper. In terms of fitness, most of the players match fit now, which is good stuff. That tends to be the case, as you guys know, that we get to this round of the Champions League and suddenly all the players are just miraculously match fit. But let's see how we get on today. 2-1 down from the first leg, but we did get an away goal. I want the players to go out there and really attack and really give Maribor their all today. We definitely performed better in the second half of that last game, last time out. Worth noting, of course, we were down a man and we missed that crucial penalty. I'm hoping we're not going to live to regret that and we can kind of overturn the deficit that we find ourselves, I guess, in this match. And if we could do it early and get an early goal, that'd be good. Morgan out on the right, whips in. Connolly's there. Connolly scores. He says, Jack, I know you're signing a few new strikers, but please don't forget about me. 7th minute, first shot of the game for us. And it's flown in. And at the moment, we would be going through on away goals. Gary out wide to Morgan. And the right back just whips it in delightfully. And Connolly is there, heads it, back post and in. Take a bow, my son. Very nice header there. And that's the start we needed to this game. That's the kind of opening we needed. Looking at the stats, Maribor, they are having quite a lot of possession. They're actually on the attack here. Ignacio, questionable goalkeeping there to say the least, but it is dealt with just about. Looking at the stats, as I mentioned, we are down on possession, but both ourselves and Maribor creating a few chances, although it's fair to say neither team is particularly grabbing this game by the scruff of its neck and kind of making the most of the opportunities they have. There is 8 minutes left of the half. At 1-0, we would be going through on away goals, it's worth noting. And well, looking at the stats there, it's been a bore draw, but I'm going to tell the players that I'm pleased with how things are going. They've reacted very nicely to that. Let's not overcomplicate it anymore. More of that in this half, and we will be in a very, very good position here. And I'm hoping we can build on that good first half and, well, an okay first leg in this fixture. If we can get a goal, it puts us in a nice position where we know that if we concede one, it's not the end of the world. It would be going to extra time. And we do have a set piece here. Sutton whips it in. Cleared away, but only as far as Kuka. Robson's there. Blocked. Gary. O'Connor saved. Can O'Connor pull it back? He can't. That was an opportunity for us. Though we still have the ball. And O'Connor with the shot. And that was a fantastic save by their keeper. And, well, we didn't have many shots in the first half. I think we just had 4 in the same highlight right there. And the ball is not completely cleared. Robson crosses it. I thought that was just going to drop in, but it hasn't. And we are on the attack again here. Connolly up to O'Connor. Guerrero, makeshift left back today. And he threads through Robson, who scores to make it 2-0. Lee Robson with his second goal of the season. Of course, got that goal in the first leg, and that's a nicely worked goal. Guerrero, the centre-back, who's kind of just slotting in at left back today with a delightful ball in. And Robson just meets it for a sweet, sweet volley. Puts us into that 2-0 situation I mentioned where there is a little bit less pressure on us perhaps. We know we can concede one and still take it to extra time. It's not a case of being 1 goal ahead and being paranoid of that away goal. But we do need to stay switched on. We don't want to concede here. That's a nice tackle by Holmes. Now Kuka to Connolly. Kuka almost threaded back through, although O'Connor going to get there. Threads through Connolly and Connolly blasts over. That was a chance for us. That was a real chance. 15 minutes left now. Guerrero struggling a lot. We don't have an alternative, unfortunately. I'm going to stick with that defence, I think. Gary is struggling. I'm going to bring in Neil Dixon to play there. I think I might also take Kuka off for Peachman. Just get some fresh legs in the final third. 10 minutes left of this game, though, to try and see out here. We do have possession of the ball. 1 more goal here puts us in a great position. Peachman, the sub. Can he find the option in the middle? He can't, but Morgan with the ball, already 1 assist to his name, passes to O'Connor, lays off to Sutton, Peachman crosses it across. That is a beautiful goal. Connolly scores. It's 3-0 on the night. What a performance this has been, and that was a beautiful passing goal. That is definitely one that is worth rewinding to watch if you missed it. Just lovely passing play, and well, Peachman, intelligent ball across the 6-yard box. Connolly meets it. Keeper just nowhere to be seen. Defenders just caught slacking. And this has been a fantastic performance here. 3 clear-cut chances. I was worried we might be crashing out. But we have upped our game here. We actually hit the crossbar as well there. That was a chance to make it 4-0 on the night. And Maribor, well, they've been a very different team here away from home. I don't know if it's the intimidating atmosphere of the Victoria Stadium. But whatever it is, I like it. We are going to be going through to the 3rd round, which was the board minimum expectation this year. We've turned around that deficit. One that I was a little bit worried about going into this game, but we haven't even needed the away goal in the end. We've simply outplayed Maribor today, and it is going to finish 3-0. What a performance that was. I am very pleased with the performance, boys. That was very, very good. And who are we going to get in the next round? I know the draw was made. I don't know who actually playing. So we're going to be taking on FK Astana, I guess that is, Football Club Astana, a Kazakhstani team. Interesting. What kind of players have they got? Okay, their players are not dissimilar to Maribor's, if we're honest. I kind of fancy ourselves to go through. I think they were playing Ludogorets, and they actually beat Ludogorets 3-0. So that's going to be a curious game for next time around. We're going to be taking on Football Club Astana. I can't recall playing a Kazakhstani club before. So that could be an interesting one for us. If you've enjoyed this episode, guys, smash the like button. Let me know with a like. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. A great start here. I'm sure there'll be more signings to tell you guys about next time. And yeah, that's all from me. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.